One of the characters that a lot of fans around the world are looking forward to the most in Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is no other than the Jedi Master himself, Luke Skywalker, that will be portrayed by Mark Hamill once more in the Skywalker saga. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. So one aspect of Episode 9 that a lot of people are really excited about is, of course, exactly how J.J. Abrams is going to utilize the character of Luke Skywalker in Episode 9. Now, in case you guys did not know, we will be learning a lot more about Luke Skywalker's past in this movie in the forms of course, flashbacks and pieces of dialogue when Luke is a Force ghost and stuff around those lines, in order to just really learn more about that era of the Star Wars universe that to this very day isn't really all too explored, in between the events of the originals and the sequels, other than the books, the novels, and the comics. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for the character of Luke Skywalker. Now, specifically, a description of Luke Skywalker and Rey sitting in front of each other in front of a large Jedi temple, where it said that Luke Skywalker's Force ghost is giving an important lesson to Rey about the light and the dark side of the Force. It's said that Rey brings up her concern about the dark energy that she feels from across the galaxy, to the point where Luke tells a story about the dark side to Rey. It's said that Luke reveals to Rey that during his time on Ahch-To, Luke became very curious about what lured his father to the dark side and exactly how the dark side seduces one to make terrible choices. It's described that by Luke to Rey that he had experimented with the dark side of the Force in order to gain knowledge of the true danger of what it can do to oneself, and in order to fully understand of what the dark side really is. It's said that Luke's experiments with the dark side involved him going down to the Mirror Cave, just like Rey, where he would go on multiple occasions and tap into the darkness and learn more about its potential. So I want to go over a couple of parts about this. Now, we do know that the character of Luke is a very mysterious character in the sequel trilogy. To this very day, we really know little to nothing about Luke's past in between the events of the originals and the sequels. So far, we only got brief glimpses of himself and Kylo Ren / Ben Solo in the form of flashbacks in The Last Jedi. Other than that, we really haven't gotten anything else. Now, this is yet another form of inspiration from Star Wars Dark Empire that J.J. Abrams is using in order to tell a certain story about Luke Skywalker, where he actually learned more about the dark side because of the curiosity of exactly why his father Anakin Skywalker turned. So in the old Dark Empire comic in the 1990s by Dark Horse, I believe it was, there's a page in the comic in which Luke Skywalker reveals that he's exploring the nature of the dark side because he's got a lot of curiosity of exactly why his father turned. And you can really see how a lot of that's transferring on over into, of course, Episode 9. Now, in the original comic, mind you, that was the direct reason as to why Luke Skywalker eventually becomes Palpatine's apprentice temporarily. However, you can see how the story is going to be different in the Rise of Skywalker, where now it's just about Luke Skywalker exploring the Mirror Cave on the world of Ahch-To and really learning more about the nature of the dark side and its potential and exactly how dangerous it can be. And in a way, it makes sense. If you're a Jedi Master who's pretty much just lost everything by his own nephew, of course you would want to understand exactly why your own father, Anakin Skywalker, and even why, your own nephew, Ben Solo / Kylo Ren, turned to the dark side. So this was all for Luke Skywalker in order to understand exactly how it all happened and exactly what makes one person turn to the dark side. Now, of course, sure, Luke Skywalker knows a little bit about this when he was on the Death Star 2, going up against Darth Vader and then Palpatine somewhat seducing him, where it wasn't until Luke Skywalker looked at his own mechanical hand and realized he was becoming more and more like his own father, is when he snapped out of it. So you can really see how aggressive the dark side of the Force can really be and how easy it is to manipulate oneself if they're not well trained. And that's exactly what Luke Skywalker wanted to learn about, is how powerful the dark side can really be. Now, this whole entire discussion between both Rey and Luke Skywalker is said to actually take place after Rey brings up a subject about her feeling this dark energy from across the entire galaxy, which is, of course, the dark energy of the new villain, also known as the Dark Acolyte / Advance, who has a pure connection to that of the spirit of Sidious and/or Emperor Palpatine himself. Now, what I like about this, guys, like I say, this is once again J.J. Abrams tapping into Legends material in order to really make this film feel rich in material and kind of having a lot of elements from the EU, right? The expanded universe. Something that a lot of fans, a lot of hardcore fans, I must add, really enjoyed in the 1990s, leading all the way up until the early 2000s. And I think that as long as they stay true to all of this in Episode 9, I think that it's really going to come off as a really good movie, and a movie that's going to stand on its own. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.